Wakizashi's Teahouse.
Hello, konnichiwa, how you doing guys? It's Gray from Wakizashi's Teahouse home in Japan. Are you good? Are you genki? I'm pretty good, thanks. Where are we? Saturday morning here. Saturday morning, 10:30 my time. Friday night in the States. I hope you're having a good one, whatever you're doing, whatever you've been doing. Things are good over here, but we're expecting thunderstorms later on this afternoon, so a little bit worried about that because I'm supposed to be, well, I am going out tonight. It's a rare night out for Wakizashi. Can't wait, I tell you. I'm really looking forward to it. It's, a friend's leaving party. So one of my buddies from work, and we're going to go out and, celebrate, see him off, hopefully. So today I wanted to do a kind of review, kind of reaction to Korean horror movie called Alive, or #Alive. I don't know if you've seen it. It's a couple of years old now. It came out, well, it was released in 2020, although they were filming it in 2019 before everything went crazy, before the world stopped. And it's a very what would you call it? It's a very apt, timely movie, if that makes sense. There's a lot of social distancing in this movie, like kind of forced, but anyway, before we go on, wow, how you doing? We've got Stephen Ransom in the chat. Nice to see you, Stephen. Are you good? Are you smoking a cigar? And lovely Sherry, nice to see you. Thanks for dropping in. And we also had Steve, ProphetOfTheDragon, who was asking, well, he's interested in my take on the movie. So please let me know in the chat if you've seen it. I'm going to go through, not the whole movie, but maybe give a few spoilers. So if you don't want to know, I'll give a spoiler warning later. But first of all, I'll give a kind of rough breakdown, my short story summary, as I say, my comic book review videos about it, and we'll see. But, okay, let me give you some background for it. So, as I say, it was released in 2020, a South Korean zombie film, Alive. But the poster says like #Alive. And I think it was based on a script for a different movie. Yeah, it says a 2019 script by somebody called Matt Naylor, which became another film. So it was co-adapted from his script by the director Cho Il-hyung. Now, I'm in Japan, okay? I don't speak Korean apart from Annyeonghaseyo and Kamsahamnida, that's about it. So if I'm mispronouncing names, you got to forgive me for that. It's basically a zombie survival horror movie, and the main character is a video game live streamer. So it's pretty cool to see that. And it's just his story. It's only got two main characters in the whole movie. It's him, and later on there's a young woman who kind of helps him, or they build a bit of a relationship and support each other. And not an amazing movie, nothing particularly special, but I enjoyed it. And most of all, it was for the characters, for the acting, which is fine, but the character building was really good. Now, I've seen reviews on IMDb and people complaining that it's a bit slow, and it is. It's building up the characters, it's building up the story, and not a lot happens. Especially the first 30 minutes, you're basically with the main character, who's, let me just double check, try and remember all these names. His name's Jun Woo. So Jun Woo, on his own, he wakes up in his apartment, he's a gamer, he's a streamer. He gets a message from his mum, she's gone out, and she's left a note saying, go and buy some groceries. And that's basically it. And he's complaining because you get the feeling that he doesn't really like going out that much. He's probably spending a lot of his time, like me, on YouTube or on games, live streaming, that kind of thing. So what I do is I want to share a few photos from the movie. Let's see if I can do that. Here we go. So, okay. Yes. Is that showing? Does that look good? Yes. Okay. This is probably the first photo that's worth showing. Look at this setup, first of all. Look at his setup. What a fantastic room. Live streaming room. It's cool. It's got two curved monitors there. A great gaming chair. Not sure about his headphone and mic headset setup, but anyway. Yeah, very dark, very subdued. And I like the lights in it. So this is how it opens. He just wakes up and... Okay, let's go back to this one. This image here, this really got me. He starts hearing like sirens going off, and then he's hearing like shouting and screaming. There's commotion going on outside. Now he lives in a big high-rise block of apartments Basically, there's like 3 or 4. They make a square, and there's a courtyard down below. And this is what you see in the courtyard. He's looking out the balcony, and he's kind of shaking his head like, what's going on? Not sure what's happening. And you see people attacking people pretty much straight away. This young woman here, the girl, she's attacking her mum. It's a really scary scene where her mum's like finds her and she's like, oh, you're okay. And next minute she's on top of her mum, and there you go, zombieing out. And this is his reaction. I'm not sure who this actor is, but I really like him in the part. He's cool. Very kind of he plays like a bit of a I'm an idiot character, I'm just stupid, but he's good in the part for what he does. Was it Jun Woo? So Jun Woo, I've got to try and remember these names. Jun Woo is played by, I think, where are we? Yeah, his name is Yoo Ah-hin. There we go. So he's looking down thinking, what is happening? What's going on? And he gets like message on his phone to go and put on the TV now and see what's happening. So he does, and you can there's an emergency announcement from the government saying there's something going wrong in their Seoul. Basically, please stay in your apartments. Don't leave the house. Stay home. Stay safe. And we're going to get it under control soon. Some kind of virus has broken out. And that's the official line. Then he gets a knock on his door, and it's his friend. Well, not friend. His next door neighbour, who he kind of knows, but his next door neighbour comes bursting in quick and shuts the door. He's like, oh man, you got to help me. And he looks okay to start with, but there's blood on him, blood on his shirt. And he starts talking about his family, saying something's happened to my mum or my sister or something. And Jun-woo, the main guy, he's like, whoa, what are you doing? I don't really know you. Like, get out. He picks up what is it? I think he picks up a big kitchen knife, and he's like threatening him, get out. He knows something's wrong. And then, of course, here we go. We see him start to transform. And I don't know if you've seen many Korean kind of zombie horror dramas, but they're really good at like portraying the kind of freakiness, of the zombies. They do it in a weird way where they kind of almost, their movements become very like breakdown style, really weird, and they exaggerate the sound effects. You're hearing these crazy cracks and clicks and stuff. Eyes go red, they start to bleed from their eyes. It's the first sign, the symptoms, and then just lose who they are, become these mindless zombies who are unfortunately very fast and can run. These are not like, Night of the Living Dead, George A. Romero. They are not his zombies at all. So, hey, how's it going? Wow, there's people here. So, let's have a quick shout out in the chat. Zach's nice to see you. How are you doing, man? Have you seen this? Have you seen Alive? #Alive. It's been on Netflix for a while. I almost watched it like last year, but didn't get round to it. I did start watching All of Us Are Dead instead, which is a TV series from Korea. A similar story, but it's set in a high school. The zombie apocalypse in a high school. That was pretty good, but I haven't finished that series yet. Steve, oh, you've seen it. Okay, man. What did you think? Any good? As I say, I'm not saying this is not like, a 9 or 10 star movie. It's a decent 6 or 7, but I just like the acting and the characters, the slow build of characters, and the kind of focus on younger hero as a live streamer. The way it had parallels with the pandemic and having lockdowns. You're not allowed to go out. And there's a lot of things about surviving and what would you do? How would you survive? How would you react? Like the main character, his first reaction is just to completely freak out, Then we've got a shot of him here. He's got a drone, and he puts it on these, what are they, like VR goggles, and he's controlling the drone. He's going down and checking what, with the drone, like what is going on down there, and he starts to see that it's getting worse and worse. The infection's spreading. The more and more zombies all over the place. Crazy. Then we get our first look at one of the zombies close up. So he's barricaded himself in his apartment, and after he gets his neighbour out, who was transforming. He manages to get him out. He puts the refrigerator in front of his apartment door. He's got it locked up anyway. It's all locked. He puts this huge refrigerator in front of the door. So you think, okay, no one's getting in there. But a few minutes later, this is like banging and knocking and crashing, and this guy somehow gets in. He's getting between the refrigerator and the wall. He comes at him. It's scary, man. It's a scary scene. And as I say, the creative team, or whatever, the producers, directors, the makeup artists, they don't go completely overboard on the zombies, but they do enough that they just look horrible and scary. Let's go back to the main character. So where are we? So anyway, nice to see you. What's going on? Oh, Nosferatu's here. Hey, Nosferatu. Calling Zax a titan of testosterone. That's pretty good. That's an alliteration. I like it. I might steal it, Nos. Genghis Khan killed them all. What's that a reference to? The movie? Maybe. Yeah, he was a very committed guy. He should have been committed. Oh, Jesus. Grey with the dad jokes. Good to see Stephen Ransom. Brett Coy, nice to see you, mate. Have you seen this? Have you seen Alive? I wonder what the other film that was made from this script was. I don't know the name of that. I wonder if that's a similar story or what. But anyway, let's get back to it. So we got main character here. Again, I've got to keep checking the name. I can't remember these Korean names. June Woo. Just call him June. April, May, June. Great shot of him here, just like enjoying some instant ramen, the Korean version. He acts like an idiot in the movie. He's meant to be, but he realizes he's got to be careful. So he starts to divide up his food. He's not got much left because, as I say in the opening, he got a letter from his mum saying, go out and get some food, get some shopping done. So he's being careful with the water and enjoying those noodles. Tell you what, it made me hungry just watching the scene. Something about the Korean packaging. It's a bit like the Japanese for me, I guess, and for people overseas, but I just love it. I love it. It's so different. You've got the writing there. Is it the Hangul, the Korean alphabet? Looks cool. So, June is trying to get in contact with people. There's not much of a signal. So you've got this cool scene here where he's got his phone on a selfie stick and he's on his apartment's balcony. I think he's what floor? He's maybe 4th, 5th or 6th floor, something like that. He's not too high up. And he's got his phone extended to trying to get the signal. And he hears from his mum and dad who are out, but they're okay. They're safe. They're holed up somewhere. I think they're in the dad's office. So he gets that and he's relieved to hear, okay, my family are all right. But, oh man, this scene, it's scary. You just think, he's going to slip, isn't he? Is he going to go? Now let's have a look at some zombie action. He's peeping out the front door of his apartment. He's having a look, and this is what he sees, down the corridor. Again, great makeup, don't you think? They don't go, well, maybe they do go a bit overboard, but they still look kind of realistic. They don't make the faces white or whatever, green. It still look kind of human, but they use grey coloured contacts on the eyes. Got that kind of vacant, misty eye. Pretty gross. And of course, as more and more come into the apartment block, look at this, you get these great scenes of zombie crowds running wild, collapsing over each other. It's crazy, it's mad. It's like a lesson in one of my one of my elementary schools with a crazy class. Maybe I'm exaggerating. Okay. Ooh, we've got Punk Waddle in the chat. Punk Waddle saying, I want instant ramen all of a sudden. I know, right? That's what I'm like. I'm very suggestible. I'm very easily influenced, but watching him eat those noodles, and they look delicious, it just made me want to go out and buy some. Nosferatu's saying, I want Grey to start an ochazuke stall. Oh, the ochazuke. It's a reference to the Midnight Diner, which if you haven't watched, guys and girls, you've got to watch it. It's so good. It's on Netflix. Start with the first season, which is Midnight Diner, not the Tokyo Stories one. That's season 4. There's 3 sisters called the Ochazuke sisters who all come in and order the same dish, but with a different topping. Ochazuke is just basically tea with, rice with warm tea poured on it. Sounds weird, but it works in Japan. Speaking of that, time for a swig. I've got a nice big mug of sake here. 10:45 in the morning and drinking sake? No, I'm just joking. I'm saving that for later. Good to see everybody. So yeah, great. If Steve's still here, by the way, Steve, if you're interested, I don't know, you're probably busy or you might be at work. Do you want to pop in? Do you want to join if you've seen the movie? We could do a bit of a tete-a-tete, a head-to-head about it. Gray, do you think you could beat up 10-year-olds at the same time? Why are you saying that? I'm the nicest teacher to my elementary school students. They all love me, man. They love me. It's like, Gray Sensei. They all call me Gray Sensei. Yasashi is a word I hear a lot. He's very kind. He's very gentle. They don't know. They don't know the real Gray who comes out from, inside my mouth. Like, comes out when I've had too many beers or too many highballs. The crazy, what is it? I'm forgetting the word. The Cho-il-hyung. Have you heard of Cho-il-hyung? Cho-il-hyung is a popular drink here. It's basically, it's not sake. It's shochu, which is similar to sake or a bit like vodka, Korean style vodka. Shochu mixed with whatever, cocktails. So yeah, lemon sour. Lemon sour is pretty good. But have too many of those and mate, another person comes out. Usually very nice, well, very friendly, a bit too, friendly, you know what I mean? That's a good thing about me. I don't get violent when I get drunk. It's the other way around. I get very friendly. Mrs. Wakizashi, yeah, no comment from her. Sure, says Steve. Okay, cool, mate. I'll send you the link. Brett Cohen, I've always got at least 6 ramen in the cupboard. It's a go-to. It's great, isn't it? Having a variety, having a few bits and bobs just ready to go. I don't often get the, what do you call them? The cup ones, like where it's already ready. You just pour in the hot water. I've got instant ramen noodles, and I'll kind of cook. I'll chop up some negi, some onions or whatever, some green pepper, drop in some meat, put in an egg, and just boil it up in a pan. 2 or 3 minutes, good to go. It's so easy. That's my cooking skills defined. Okay, Steve's saying hit me. Here we go. Hit me with your rhythm stick. Where are we? How do I hide that? Invite. Okay, copy. I'll just be 2 ticks, guys. While I'm doing that, should I drop a quick clip? Oh, I forgot to change my background. Here we go. Boom. There we go. While I'm doing that, let me drop you a completely unrelated clip of madness of Nicolas Cage. Well, Nicolas Cage going on full-on Ghost Rider. There we go. Is that finished, that clip? Okay, as I try to find the Prophet of the Dragon. Drop that in the chat. Not the chat. Drop that in the message. Okay, man. There's a message. It's in your DMs. Check it out. Okay. Do you like that clip, by the way? I love Nicolas Cage in Ghost Rider, the first movie. It's crazy. Nasratu, do you think they could physically overwhelm you? I think I could take them, he says. In numbers, think about it. If you get enough of them, man, I'm going down. I'm tall and thin. I'm like a Tokyo Tower kind of person. I'm gone, man. I'm on the floor. What I do is when they kind of messing about or just like grab my wrist or my arm, I practice my jiu-jitsu on them. Not in a violent way, just in a way of like shifting the grip. So I've suddenly got grip of their arm instead, that kind of thing. Very gently, very nice. Yasashi. Don't worry. Okay, Stephen wants the link as well. Cool, man. Stephen, give me one second. I will send it to you as well. And Stephen, thank you very much for those videos you sent me. That's cool. I'm hopefully going to do a stream in the future about manga, because I've been in Japan. I should know a lot about manga, but I don't. I need to know more about it. So hopefully, planning to do a stream on that soon. Where are we? You make brass knuckles out of Legos and show no mercy. Jesus, Nosferatu, brass knuckles out of Legos. That sounds dangerous. Completely crazy. I better put headphones on, hadn't I? If someone's coming. Somebody's coming. Fantastic. Oh man, this is what I love about YouTube. It's great. It's the social side of it, the social scene. Do you know what I mean? Let me get rid of that zombie picture. God, guys, before I bring Stephen and Steve in, check this out. Oh God, this really got me. There's a scene. It's obviously an older guy or middle-aged guy, and he's lost his eyes. So he's going off like sense of smell. He's trying to sniff out the main character. He's sniffing out June. Can he find him? This is where June's gone out. He's running out of food. I think the water's been switched off. He's got to go and get food, and he's slowly trying to make his way out down the corridor, the apartment block. God, it's scary. Scary scene. Nice build of tension there. Okay, where are we? Let's get back to stream. We have Stephen Ransom and Prophet of the Dragon. Steve in the house, in the Teahouse. Hey. How are you doing?
How are you, gentlemen?
I'm good. I had some weird. I wasn't sure what was going on. I had some weird noise stuff going on. My computer tried to kill me today. It's been an interesting day, guys. We're good though. It sounds like we're good.
Yeah, it sounds much better now. It was sounding a little choppy, like the stream was a little odd, but it sounds good now. Sounds good.
Oh,
now.
It wasn't me. Okay, good. I thought I was freaking out.
Oh, really? Oh no. Sorry to hear that. Let me check the connection. It's looking okay over here, but we might be getting thunderstorms later on, but that's supposed to be the afternoon, so hopefully that won't affect it. So, guys, Steve, you've seen this, yeah? You've seen #Alive.
I have. Oh,
yeah.
We got two Steves. Oh my gosh, we got to do Steve 1 or Steve 2.
Oh my God, what are we gonna do?
Yeah, this is why pilots have.
Shall I call you Prophet? Prophet.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go. That'll work. Go ahead, Steven. You go first. Have you seen it?
I actually haven't seen the movie, but I was just commenting in there. How many film careers started off with a good zombie movie? It's got to be hundreds at this point.
This is true,
right? I mean, they're everywhere. Yeah, I have seen it. Along with, I don't know. I went down the whole with the Indian cinema, the whole Korean cinema thing. I feel like there's been better movies. But you're right. The zombies are always good coming from South Korea. I think the movie was there. I guess you know what I mean. It definitely wasn't the best. I think
no.
I keep losing the name of some of them. But like the show, We're All Dead. Is that what it's called?
All of Us Are Dead.
All of Us Are Dead. I enjoyed it. It's a kid. It's pretty much a teen movie, but I actually enjoyed that quite a bit. I thought it was good.
What was the other one? Train to Busan, I think it was called.
That was another one. There's another one in there too. They're all.
That's
on
great,
Netflix.
by the way. Train to Busan is really worth watching. It's relentless, isn't it? It's like wow. Yeah, good character building again. Good character work.
I'm gonna look it up. I feel like there's another one in there too. But yeah, there's been a few of them.
Stephen, how about you? Are you a fan of the Korean? Any Korean cinema? Anything that jumps out?
Old Boy, I think, is like the only one that I really caught full on.
Yeah, man, that's great.
And in comparison to the Josh Brolin remake, I don't know why Hollywood even bothers. It's. I remember when they did that to the one about the spy girl, the French film La Femme Nikita, and then what's her face did a remake for America, and it was just like, what? Why did you even bother with that? That was so silly.
That's what I was thinking of. Kingdom. I enjoyed Kingdom quite a bit. That's like, have you seen Kingdom?
Is that a movie or a series?
It's a series. It's also on. It's always on. Also on Netflix. It's like samurais and stuff with zombies. It's pretty badass.
Guys, I think I figured out what the weird sound was. It's StreamYard, and when you're sharing something, sharing whatever, a picture or a screen, and then when you stop sharing, sometimes it goes like Domo Arigato, Mr. Roboto. It goes crazy. You get robot voices and all sorts going on.
Yeah, I thought it was me. So, but you sound good now.
Yeah.
Good. I feel good. I feel genki. It's great. I've got a 3-day weekend, guys. There's a holiday on Monday. Steve, are you laughing at Nosferatu? I'll put that back up for you.
I absolutely am.
I'm not gay, but I would risk it all for Prophet. Just saying. That's not me. That's Nosferatu.
Oh, man.
Prophet, I see you worked out your lighting scenario, so now we can see your actual hair color.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know. Sometimes I'll go. I'll turn on the back light and make sure that I represent the reds, but every once in a while I gotta show the natural color, but stop ginger hate, right?
Right.
Stop gingercide. It's taking over the world.
Yeah, so every once in a while, I'll bring back the red hair. I don't know what's with my hair tonight, but it's all the who cares, whatever. Fuck, there you go.
Who cares? We do, Steve, especially Nosferatu by the
Yeah,
sound of it. We
apparently
all care about your
Nosferatu.
hair.
So keep going with your review. This is sounding good. Let me hear the rest of it. Definitely.
Okay, it's just kind of not even a review. It's more of like a Wakizashi waffle, isn't it? Just blabbering on and showing some of the photos. But like Steve was saying, Steve was saying it's not a fantastic movie. It's kind of a 1.5 hours. It's short and sweet, a little bit slow, but it's good to put on when you've got nothing to do for an hour and a half. I like the two main characters. I like the woman who comes in later. She's called, what's she called? Yu Bin. Yubin, there you go. Remembered her name because it's Japanese for postbox. Yubin, so I don't know why that's making me laugh. Where are we? Let's get some more photos. See if I can reshare. So if we go a bit robotic, don't worry guys, it's just me trying to share screen again. So where were we? Did you see this photo here? This one freaked me out. This zombie. That was a great one.
Yeah, the blind one. Yeah, it's sort
The
of
blind
like,
guy, the one guy who's lost his sight. Oh.
It felt like gosh, there was it reminded me of a zombie in another movie that was like in the clicking, in World War Z, and when he's trapped in the room and there's a zombie outside sort of clicking his teeth. It sort of reminded me of that, but
Yeah.
but yeah, he sort of it was creepy, man. Yeah, a little bit creepy. They do zombies great. They really do.
We've got Zax in the chat saying Kingdom was very good. Unrelated, so was The Last Kingdom. Oh yeah. I haven't finished that, Zax. I started watching Last Kingdom, but there's so many episodes, so many series. There's so much to watch, isn't there, guys? So much to do. It's impossible.
Zax is correct on both accounts. Sorry, go ahead, Steven.
Yeah, I hang out at Blaine's Escape Corner, and he's an anime channel, and you hear these guys start reviewing the season. I mean, they're not even talking about the whole year of 2022, and it's like there's like dozens of shows that these guys are watching. It's crazy. The amount of media we can consume is nuts. It's just so many. But Gray, I wanted to ask: was this in production during lockdown?
When I was checking on Wiki, it said it was finished in 2019. Excuse me. So I don't know if it was being made, while it was all starting, or maybe they just caught the very end of it. I don't know. Oh, sorry, the very start of it.
I can imagine the production team must have just tripped out when everything started really happening. They must have been like freaking out because they just finished a film like this, and all of a sudden it's happening in real time. Allegedly, people must have just gone nuts.
I know, right? How crazy is that? Seriously. I was going to read a little bit from a screen. Was it Screen? Not Screen, sorry. There's a good review of it on a site called Cinema Escapist. It's quite a cool review, and they were saying about it opens with citizens must stay home and avoid going out. Sound familiar? Yeah. So it is a coronavirus stay-at-home order, basically. But I'm sure that Oh, okay. It says it wrapped production. It finished production in 2019. Doesn't say what month. So they probably just missed it, or crazy. What do you call it, Stephen? And Steve, is it zeitgeist? Tapping into the zeitgeist when is that when things are kind of reflecting what's going on? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, as a quick aside, I saw a movie called it was a Final Fantasy: The Spirit Within. It was a 3D animated feature.
Yeah. And
at the same time that was going into theaters, I saw a preview for Sony's reimagining or reanimation of Metropolis, done in the old Japanese manga style.
Oh.
And the third piece was the final episodes of Stargate Voyager, and all three of them had these hinty-winty kind of things going on that suggested an attack by an unknown force or some sort of time alteration having to do directly with Metropolis was literally about rebels trying to take over a ziggurat that was altering the Labor Party's mind, the robots' minds in the movie. And all of these things, all three of those properties came out just before September 11th.
Oh, Jesus.
and I was a little flabbergasted. Like, what the heck am I even looking at here? Like, these things began production like years in advance, right? And yet here they are tapping into the same imagery, some of the same themes. I mean, Metropolis was actually put on hold. Everybody remembers the Spider-Man commercial from that same time period, where it was like the Twin Towers was supposed to be part of the climax of that film. So, yeah, call it what you want. Tapping into the zeitgeist, being prophetic, hearing an echo from the near future. Who knows? It's all kind of freaky.
Totally, you can get lost in these kind of what do you call them, rabbit holes, can't you? On YouTube, I used to watch all this kind of stuff years ago, long before I was on doing YouTube. But Stephen, on that note, did you ever see the X-Files spin-off series, The Lone Gunmen? There was one episode there where they just did the plot of 9/11. Like, this is years before it happened. They were talking about planes being used to crash into buildings. Just like, Jesus Christ.
I own a copy of the series for that very reason, because it's
no way.
Yeah, well, I bought it soon after, because when it went on to box set, I bought it quickly afterwards, because who knows? We were like, I better acquire the media, because they'll never show that show on television ever again. It'll just be never.
Yeah, never.
No way.
I never really got into the X-Files, to be honest. I don't know what I was doing during that. Maybe I'll just watch it, since I know it's good. Sometimes I run out of stuff to watch. I know there's a lot, but I watch a lot of TV, so maybe I'll take a kick at the X-Files. I don't know. We'll see.
I was really into it when it was coming out. I'm old, Steve, so I remember it. But yeah, it was huge when it got popular after like the first, say, two seasons. It just went massive, X-Files. And I grew up in the UK, so I don't know what it was like in the States.
I was in high school when it came out, so it was big. I just didn't jump on the X-Files train for whatever reason. Sorry, Stephen.
Okay. Yeah, no. It blew up. I couldn't believe it. A show blows up when you don't know anything about it, and all of a sudden your friends are starting to have these conversations. You're like, what show are you even talking about?
Yeah, it was pretty huge, yeah.
Yeah, it just exploded. But,
going back to the movie, what parts of it I liked is that he's basically, the main character is me and Steve, and everybody who's doing YouTube, who games as well, like does like live gaming, and it talks a lot about the isolation. This is before, coronavirus isolation, social isolation, and there's something I wanted to read from this article from Cinema Escapist. So just briefly, guys, where are we? It talks about there's similarities to Shaun of the Dead. Great movie, by the way. Shaun of the Dead offered a look at British 20-something culture, with its slacker protagonists and the kind of pub culture there. So the guy who wrote this is talking about this movie, Alive, is very similar. South Korea has some of the world's most jaded millennials who started calling their country Hell Chosun. Hell, basically. It's reference to high youth unemployment, economic inequality, toxic work culture, sound familiar, and rigid generational hierarchies. There we go. Sounds quite similar to Japan, actually. So many young Koreans have decided to drop out of life in the face of these socio-economic challenges, preferring to live alone and communicate online. So it does show a lot of that. You get the kind of urban isolation feeling, the what do you call it? There's something about living in a high rise where you lose like regular social contact with people.
Yeah, well, he doesn't even know his neighbor, right?
Right? Yeah, he doesn't know him.
So it's just like it's like, who the hell are you? It's like he's never even seen him, right? So it's just like, absolutely. I mean, it's very. He's got followers on whatever social media. He's gets into some MMO as soon as the game starts. He's cut off from his parents. It's just like total isolationism, right? He's just by himself.
Exactly. And on that note of isolationism, sorry, Steven's got to go. Stephen, thanks for dropping in, I appreciate it. Are you there?
Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, of course.
I have another responsibility on another channel, and there seems to be a quick overlap here. But when are you having your usual weekend stream? Are you going to do a chill on Sunday, or?
I've got the Monday off, so I'm hoping to do the second part of the Blade Runner stream on my time Monday, so Sunday night American time.
Great. Are you going to be posting your live, like pre-schedule it on YouTube so that we could see it?
Yes, yes, I will. I'm so like lazy about that. I should get that get that done. I know.
Well, especially if it's an event like that, so you can give people time to like pre-share it and maybe build an audience. That's cool. But you know, I'm looking forward to that. That'd be really, really great, man.
Thanks, man, and thanks for coming on. Where can people find you? Are you going to pop into another channel?
I'm actually going over to Blaine's Escape Corner right now. I'm a
cool.
wrench in his chat, and he's doing like a 4 or 5 man panel on some stuff.
Oh, nice one.
I lost track of time. So.
Okay, man, take it easy. See you later.
Thank you very much. Have fun, guys.
Yeah, it's good to see you, Stephen.
Bye.
Sorry, I'm coordinating. My children are almost home, so like.
No worries, Steve. As I say, like, don't worry about hanging around.
Yeah,
if you need to
good.
go, you just go. We're good, yeah.
Oh yeah. No, we're fine, man. Yeah, so I agree. It was like I don't know, BC tier, but interesting movie. Yeah.
Quite a dark scene here, Steve, isn't it? Do you remember this one? So basically, what happens is he gets another call from his mum and dad. He manages to speak to them. Well, he hears them, and while they're on the phone, you can hear like screaming in the background, and it sounds like they're just about to get attacked. Yeah, and he's running out of food, running out of water. The water's been switched off, hasn't it, at this point?
Yeah.
Everyone worries about that. So he's run out of bottled water. So he's like, oh my God, what am I going to do?
Yeah, well, he starts drinking his father's alcohol and all that, right? So he's drunk half the time, and then
I know. Did you see some of those whiskey bottles? Man, they were expensive. They looked amazing.
I'm not a drinker, so I'll take your word for it. But yeah, I did. I don't know if you saw my comment, but the part where he had the selfie stick and he was hanging out the window, I actually thought that was funny because he had just seen a dude basically do that and die.
The same
and then
thing.
He's doing it himself. He did the same thing and fell. So now he's out there hanging. Oh crap! What's gonna happen? So
that was classic. That was horrible, wasn't it? Because I was watching that. Was it like on TikTok or something? He was watching someone do the same thing, and then you see the guy just like lose his grip and he's gone. Nightmare. So running out of signal, running out of internet, running out of everything, running out of hope, and he's thinking about hanging himself. Like, oh my God, what are you doing? What happened to your talk of surviving? I'm going to survive at all costs. But then he gets distracted by a laser pointer from across the apartment block from another apartment, and thankfully he doesn't hang himself.
Yes,
Steve, what do you reckon? Close. I don't know how he got out of it, because he was hanging at one point, wasn't he? He was there.
Oh, he was. Well, I didn't know. See, I didn't realize he kicked the chair or whatever it was out from under him. I just thought he like went to his knees. Like I didn't, and then he pans back and you could see he's actually hanging. So I don't know if he like it wasn't. Was it cord he used? It wasn't rope, right? So I'm not. There's a little bit. I think that's part of what makes this not the best movie. There's a little of those things. It's like, well, how did he get out of that? He looked pretty like the rope. He just that. I don't know. Yeah. It's like he cut it, but it's like, well, what did you cut it with? So
exactly.
Those are the sort of things that sort of, make it a B movie, but it's still fun. But yeah, I thought the same thing. It's like, oh man, I thought like she had a gun or something. She was going to shoot it or something like that. I thought that's how he was going to get out of it. But
Clinton, how you doing, Clinton? Hail all, just coming from FNT. I did pimp out Wakizashi a bit at the end. Oh really? You star. Thank you. That's cool. Nice to see you. And you got Nosferatu asking about what was it, Western? I thought your son was called Easton. Weston?
Weston is his evil mirror counter. I don't know. Weston is doing evil then. Easton is awake and slept all day, so it's going to be a long night. We'll just say that.
Oh no, he slept all day.
Well, they've been driving for 12 hours, and he slept for about 10 of it. He just woke up and said, "Hey, I just woke up." I'm like, "Oh God." So,
oh my God.
Whatever. He's home. It's all good.
All is good. No, mate, it's great. The great at that age. I don't care what you say, Stephen. You know it as well. Fantastic.
Oh, I know it. Absolutely.
Nerdporial's in the house as well. Sorry, I forgot to shout you out. I was getting mixed up. I was seeing N and thought it was Nosferatu. So Nerdporial, great to see you, mate. I loved yours and Nerdporial's stream on Better Call Saul. Steve, I really enjoyed that. I'm miles behind on that, so I can't really, watch that much.
Don't ruin it. Don't ruin it. Yeah. Like I would love for you to be able to watch it, or even join us, because that it's so good and it's so much fun talking about it. But don't ruin it, because it's a treat.
Okay, cool. Napoleon's
All
broken his
right.
1400 sub sandwiches. That's
Fantastic.
fantastic, mate. You're double where I am. You're flying. That's good to see.
You're welcome. It's all
Slowly
because of
but
God.
surely taking over the
Well, you're
world, aren't
moving
we,
up.
Steve?
You're moving up, aren't you? I feel like you've got a little bump here, Gray, haven't you?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
so. Yeah, I had a little bump recently, so
Good.
good to get over 700. Delighted. Lucky 7, Steve.
Yes, sir.
So where were we? Let's get back to. So yeah, so we, as you say, I don't know how he got out of it. I thought he was a goner, but I got the feeling that maybe what he tied the cord to, maybe that came off the ceiling.
Or maybe
I
he
think he
pulled
kind
a
of
knot, or I could, yeah, I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. So he got out of it.
Yeah.
Where are we? And then we see
Because
across the
at least he reached up, right? It's not just like it broke, but I'm not sure.
yeah. There she is. So we got the second character, the second main character, who's called Yu Bin. Great name.
Right. What was with the whole time thing? Like, was that when they were supposed to be meeting at the window? Is that what they were communicating? Like, why do they keep looking at their watch and saying 7:30? Like, was that
Yeah, yeah.
sundown
I
or?
think so. I think it was like let's wait till 7. It might have had to do with lighting and stuff. They didn't want to do it in the daylight. I don't know if it was 7, in the evening or what, 7 in the morning.
Yeah,
But
I was
oh no, maybe in the
'cause
morning because
maybe
he
in the
was
morning.
sleeping in. Yeah, he slept
Yeah,
in, didn't he?
yeah. So I found that a little weird too, but whatever. It's just like was like I guess these are different types of zombies too. They can open doors and I guess they retain some of their memories and stuff. So which is creepy in itself to think that you're a zombie retaining some of your memories. That's a horrible would be a horrible state, I would think. But yeah. So
That is creepy, isn't it? Yeah, they do kind of reference that, don't they, on the news when he manages to get the TV on. They're talking about some of them, some of the zombies are repeating things they used to do when they were working, like they're kind of stuck doing the same actions. But yeah, the idea of being able to open a door, that was
yeah,
scary.
yeah.
And as you say, Steve, another thing you were thinking like, you're scratching your head. How did that first zombie get in his apartment when he put
Well,
the
'cause
huge refrigerator in front of the door?
Well, and hold on, let me also. So he just pushed the door out to get the guy out too. Hold on, I'll repeat that. Remember
Go for
earlier
it.
to get the guy that came into his apartment, he pushed him
Yeah.
out the door. So the door opened out to get him out.
Ah,
So now the
that's right.
door's
They
open.
do. They open
I'm like,
out.
do they? So it's like, well, So it's like, how did like, what happened there? It was I don't know. Like he pulled.
That's
Like I don't
good
know.
catch. I forgot about
Maybe it was
that.
just me that was thinking about it. Like I don't know. I feel like didn't he pull the door in? Maybe he didn't. I feel like he was pulling the door inwards. Maybe I missed that. I don't know, but it seemed something was like, how did he get in there? And then got
Okay,
around the
no.
fridge.
That makes sense, though. That makes sense. Maybe because if the door opens out, then he's like, okay, if somebody manages to get the door open, I've got the fridge there now. That's another kind of
Yeah, and
barrier. Okay.
it was a big dude too. So
Yeah,
but
he
then
was a big
but
dude.
that's why. But that's why I was confused because he put a wedge in there too. And it's like if the door opens out, what good's a wedge gonna do? He's just gonna open the door out, and the wedge is gonna fall. I don't, did you? I don't. It's like, what are you doing if the door opens that way? It's just a piece of wood and a door frame. I don't know.
Yeah.
That was a little weird.
It was weird.
That part was weird. The big zombie dude was cool though. That guy looked good.
He was good. He was good. He was good effects. As I was saying before, the way the Koreans portray zombies are good, aren't they? You were talking about
absolutely.
Kingdom, which I've only seen briefly. I've not seen much of it, but that's a
Yeah.
historical set one, isn't it? Historical
Yeah.
drama. Yeah.
Yeah, anything fantasy sort of catches my attention. So or just swords. I got this sword thing. Obviously, I got I love swords. So anything like medieval fantasy. So yeah, I love that show. I thought it was really good.
Napoleon asking where can we watch the movie? Well, it's on excuse me, Netflix Japan. I don't know about the States.
Yeah, that's where I watched it. It's on Netflix. You just type. It's just you'll have to probably search for it. Just search Alive, and it'll pop up.
Okay, where were we? I'll just catch up the chat.
Hey, Nerporeal, there you go. That's for you, buddy. There's my shirt.
That's cool.
There you go. And Nerporeal like that shirt. I didn't even think about it.
Let's stop sharing for a minute and I can show that properly. There we
Oh,
go.
here, okay. I'll stand up. There you go.
That's cool, Steve. Where did you get that?
I got that from Loot Crate before they went out of business.
Ooh.
I used to get those loot boxes way back in the day, and just because you would get some cool shirts and sometimes some cool stuff in them. So
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah,
Talking
I
of
knew
t-shirts, I need to
I
get some. I need to get some.
I don't know. They're fun. It's right. I mean, it's just fun. I don't know. I'm a kid when it comes to graphic tees. What can you do, right? It's just fun to
Steve, I've
have
got
stuff
me
on.
got one of my Avengers ones, Marvel from Japan Uniqlo. You can see it. To put these out a sec.
Oh, that's cool, dude. That is awesome. I love that. That is cool. I didn't even see Iron Man till you pointed him out. That's really cool, man.
It's
Like I
supposed to
don't.
be the Avengers Tower, is it? Avengers
Yeah,
Tower, and then
and
Iron
then
Man's
Iron
like
Man.
flying in the distance.
Yeah,
But you
yeah,
can't really
that's
see it when I
awesome.
stream. It's almost like here.
I can see the cloud. We can see the clouds. Those are pretty.
Yeah. Little fluffy clouds. By the way, Clinton, thank you very much. That's really kind of you to say. Looking forward to seeing Gray and Max stream about ISON, the Ripperverse, man, which has just gone insane. It's
Yeah,
fantastic to see, Steve, isn't it? It's blown
yeah,
up big time.
yeah. I haven't been able to buy in yet, but I will. It's one
I
of those.
haven't.
I will. It just. I haven't been a comic reader for a while, but
No.
it's not even about the comics at this point. But I'm sure it's probably gonna be good. But I'm gonna buy in, check it out. Why not? Right?
Steve, can I ask you a quick favour? Can
Of
you
course.
vamp for 2 minutes? There's a massive downpour, and I've got to go close the
I can
windows.
actually hear it, so I can try and vamp. Okay, so let's see what's going on in the chat
Let
here.
me-
So I
oh
knew
yeah, you can
Nupoil.
hit the chat.
Yeah,
Thanks, man.
so I
Over
knew
two
Nupoil.
ticks.
Yeah, man, of course. I knew Nupoil would love this shirt. So, um, yeah, I knew. So you're drooling over it, eh, buddy? Well, you know, give me $30. I'll send it to you. So I don't know. Now I've taken over Gray's stream here, which is a little bit freaky. What do you guys think of the Rippaverse? I think it's pretty cool, right? I mean, I'm gonna buy into it. Like I said, I haven't had a chance to yet, but um, I think everything that's going on with Rippa is pretty awesome, and it just shows that uh, if you love something and you put enough work into it, that you can accomplish anything you want, right? Or anything you put your mind to. I know he has a lot of resources, but the fact that he started this thing from the ground up is pretty amazing. And um, I hope it's a good comic. But the best thing about that is if it's not, I think, and he gets some constructive criticism, it'll be even better the second time around, right? So, uh, Rippa is a man of integrity, so that's why I'm going to support it and hoping it's a good book, right? Did my
Yeah,
best,
me
Gray.
too. Me too. Thank you. I appreciate that. I just ran like a madman upstairs. Some of the bedroom windows were open, but
We like left at a weird point. It's like, okay, I gotta find something to talk about here. All right, I will talk about Rippa. Why not?
I tell you, Steve, I wanted to support it. I probably am going to, but it's with international shipping to Japan. It's the same price of the book. It's $35, $35. To
Yeah,
get it sent over. So it's like, I'll see what I can do.
yeah,
Anyway.
that's tough, man. No, it's one of those. Yeah, man, that's got to be tough. I didn't even think about that, but for me, it's one of those. I can come up with $30 somewhere out of a paycheck just to support something so big and so important. Because whether you're a comic book reader or not, it's important. He basically said straight up, "You guys are making crap. We're gonna make some good stuff." And now I hope he backs. I hope it's good. I think that's the important part. If it needs to be good, and then if he gets criticism, he takes it and hopefully tries to improve it, which I think he will, regardless. I think it's going to be good, but if he gets criticism, I hope he listens. That's all. So, and I think he will.
What I didn't realize, Steve, is I didn't know he was writing them. I thought he was hiring writers and artists as well, both. But I think I don't know if he's co-writing it, or if it's all
I,
originally his story.
I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, I'm only sort of on the outskirts of it, but I think his intention is to eventually just get a bunch of people writing in all kinds of different arcs and characters going in the Reproverse. This is just the beginning. So, and there's obviously a thirst for it. I mean, I haven't checked it lately. I know it was about 1.5 last time I checked. So it's uh, people want it. So I hope he builds a new empire and starts showing people how to make money again, right?
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, no, fair points. It is fantastic, and good luck to him. Wish him all the success, because he talked the talk, didn't he? For quite a while, he was talking the talk, and now he's walking the walk. He's doing it. He's doing it, and he's succeeding. So good to see.
Yeah, that's the important part. Is he talked a bunch of shit, and guess what? He's doing it. So if you can back up your shit talk, then you're good, right? So
Exactly.
good for him. Sorry for the profanity. Sorry.
Oh no, don't worry. It's night. It's nighttime. Don't worry. Like, I don't think anyone watches in Japan because I don't do it in Japanese, obviously.
Yeah.
So, Brett Cohen saying the same thing about living in Australia. Shipping is more than double the cost. Okay, Jesus. It's usually like the same as the same price as the book for me. It's anything between $25 to $35 just for the shipping to Japan. So it can't be helped. It's just the way it is. Okay, where were we? Dun, dun, dun. Hey, we got the Thad that shouldn't be in the chat. Just woke up. I wanted to see this. Planning on watching the movie. Okay. It's not that great, Matt. It's fun. It's, as I was saying to Steve, it's about 6 out of 10. I enjoyed it for the character work. The characters and the zombie scenes are pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it's six maybe. The story is a little lacking, but the zombies are really, really, really good. And I mean, it's like, we got the door thing we're talking about. We got the hanging thing. It's like just they sort of miraculously get out of some situations, and it's just like, how did that happen? Whereas, like some of the other zombie movies I've seen, even Korean ones, they're just like, there's some close calls, but it's like, okay, I see how they got out of that, right? This was like they're just getting out of stuff because they needed to, right? So 5, 6 out of 10, but fun. Like, it was fine, right? I mean, in the art, in the makeup is amazing in the zombies, and the actors.
Oh yeah, absolutely, it is. Speaking of that, let me see if I can share another picture. Okay. So guys, if the sound goes strange, don't worry. Here we go. Now this is the second main character. This is Yu Bin, she's called, and she's holed up in her apartment across the way from his apartment, from June's apartment. She's built a weird shelter. She's got a booby trap set up against her door, which is quite cool. Did you see that, Steve? She's hung a chair, and the chair put is it stakes or spikes or knives on the end of this chair? So it opens the door, it swings down and gets them.
She's pretty entrenched in there, yeah. And then I thought this was funny. She just tried to toss the ball over there and like didn't even make it halfway, and then he just flies it over. It's like, oh hey, okay.
How cool was that? Think about that. If that was made in the UK or America, she would have got it first time, perfect throw. It would have gone right across, and he would have caught it. But no, it would have hit him on the head. But she would have done it, wouldn't she, without a problem? I mean, but she doesn't. She makes this throw, and you think, oh, is it going to make it? And it doesn't get anywhere close.
Well, I think it's fine because like well, we'll just say it. He's dumb. He's pretty dumb, and she's smart. But it's like, okay, well, she's the smart one. She's not perfect, right? So I like that little bit, especially because like right after it, what happens? They're pretty thin ropes. I'm not sure if it would hold that dude, but we're not going to worry about that. Starts climbing up the wall, but it's like this little thin rope, like.
Oh God, yeah.
But whatever.
Just to let people know we're watching, so what they're trying to do, they're trying to set up a line, aren't they, across from the two apartments, so they can send each other food or whatever. And she tries to do it. She ties a baseball and does it with that, but she doesn't make the throw. Then he sends his drone over with it, so they do it that way. He's got this little drone,
little zip line to send stuff back.
That's it, a zip line. Then where are we? So as you're saying about him, he's an idiot. He plays himself as being an idiot, and I like that about it. He's like, yeah, look, I know I'm stupid.
An idiot is an idiot, Nosferatu. I mean, if you're an idiot, it's okay. It's all right to be an idiot. I'm an idiot, and it's all right. It's okay to be an idiot.
I'm a complete idiot. Jesus, let's look at me. We've got Nerdporial asking, are there any North Korean zombies? No, not as far as I know.
The dead ones. I have no idea. Genghis got those too.
Clinton's saying it's amazing the shift in cinema. Like over 10 years ago, nobody would be talking about Japanese, Korean, Indian cinema, but today they have great storytelling. This is true. It used to be a very kind of art house scene, didn't it? You get people like me when I was younger, Steve. I was a big fan of the Beat Takeshi movies. He's a Japanese. He's actually a comedian, but he does like Yakuza movies. What he used
Okay.
to. Really good.
Well, I mean, it shows that we're just dying for entertainment right now. I mean, entertainment is sort of on the U.S. side is sort of lacking. I mean, there's four Marvel shows out, and I haven't watched one of them. So,
Oh
we
God.
want entertainment, and we're gonna find entertainment, and it's nice that India, Korea, and Japan are stepping up their game, or maybe we're just noticing whether it's stepping up their game. Or we're just noticing because we're looking now because we want to be entertained. We want to find something entertaining, right? And just like
Exactly.
this isn't a perfect movie by any means, but I was entertained. It was fine. It was right, exactly like you said. It's a good hour and a
Me
half.
too. Yeah, I agree. Neporial, ooh, a little bit harsh there, mate. He feels Japanese cinema has regressed since the days of Kurosawa. Well, I mean, Kurosawa was a genius. It's fantastic. But you're talking 70 years ago now, aren't you? 60, 70 years ago. Yeah, Japanese cinema is not the best. I know I live here and I don't watch that many Japanese movies, but I think they do well with horror. They get horror, especially the kind of mind, psychological, freaky horror, not the regular gross out sort of, well, zombie things. Saying that. I don't know, Steve, what do you reckon?
Well,
Japanese movies, they're not that many famous ones, are they, these days?
no, and to be honest, that's totally out of my scope. I haven't, I'm just getting into some of the foreign stuff right now, like,
Yeah.
because I never, it was just never my ballpark, right? So I haven't seen anything in that, Kurosawa or anything. In Seven Samurai, I haven't seen any of that. So they're probably gonna hate me now, but it's like whatever. Sorry, buddy.
Nobody could hate you. Come on, man. That's right. I was in love with you by the sound of it.
I guess.
I'm joking.
Look how thin that rope is. That's it's like what is he's gonna rip his hands up. I
I know
just
that was
laughed at that.
crazy.
But look at the zombies below. Like I'm just looking at you look at the zombies in there. They all look really good.
Can I zoom in a little bit?
And
Yeah,
their shoes laying on the ground, and just all the little details around. It's really cool. Just some attention to detail. There's no Starbucks cups laying anywhere or plastic water. Oh, sorry, wrong show.
Oh my God, MVP-ness in the house. I like Steve.
Bye.
There we go. He's gone. Okay, where are we? Thanks for watching, everyone. I think it's time to say,
Have a good night.
see you next time. Wakizashi! No, I'm joking. We're still here. Sorry. I know that joke gets old. It got quick.
It was perfect, sir. Perfect.
Oh, man. Where are we going?
Who cares? It's like the movie. What's happening? Who knows?
I know, who cares? But like you were saying, this is not a great movie, but it entertained me. I put it on to see. I gave it like 15 minutes. I'll see what it's like. I was looking forward to watching more of Midnight Diner again because I'm hooked on that. But I ended up watching the whole thing. It was an hour and a half. It's easy to watch. Good character work and good zombie effects. But this scene Steve was talking about, this is basically... Some guy's got hold of the failed zip line, hasn't he? And he's climbing up to her apartment. As he starts to climb up, he pulls what it's tied to. Is it a table? And it knocks her out. So she's down and she's out in the apartment.
Yeah, I
he's
forget what it's tied to, but he knocks her out and he's climbing up. Yeah, it's one of those. And then he cuts him. He cuts him up with the drone. It's like, what is happening here? It's funny. I don't know. I laughed at that part. He's just like, I want to cut you with the drone propellers. Like, maybe. I guess. I mean, those things can be dangerous. I guess maybe it's possible. I haven't flown a good drone before. I don't know.
I think he's just trying to distract him to start with. Basically, he's like buzzing around with the drone. He's trying to distract him, and it works initially. But the guy's trying to, the zombie's trying to grab the drone, and then it starts to it cuts his face. It's a weird scene.
I know. Did he cut the rope with the propeller too, or did she cut it? I don't remember.
No, she cuts his hand off.
Oh, that's right.
He gets onto the apartment. He's gripping the rail, isn't he? And she kind of wakes up just in time, of course. Thank God for that plot device. There he is. Look at that close up. Ooh.
Oof.
That's after he got hit with the drone. He's bleeding.
Yeah, right there, right on the cheek. Surgical drone strike.
Neporial. I was like, what? Neporial has no idea what's going on. Neither have we.
No. I'm shaken from the MVP-ness. I'm afraid. We're good.
Then Steve, as you were saying, just look at these zombies, the Korean zombies. So this is after he's dropped. She's cuts off his hand. He drops down to the floor below, and then they're all looking up. They're all staring up at her and not screaming, but making zombie sounds.
Yeah, no, it's really really creepy looking. Yeah.
It's a good scene. Again, it's pretty minimal, isn't it? You don't see that many. You don't see hordes and hordes of zombies like in, for example, you're talking about World War Z. Was it Z? World War Z?
Z.
Where they had crazy CGI zombies, like, building
running
walls of them, weren't they?
Yeah, that was a little bit. Yeah, that movie was a little disappointing, but there's a lot of them, but they're not like climbing up each other to climb the wall. I mean, there's in-world stuff to show that they should be doing this. They say they're a little bit more dexterous than your normal zombie. I mean, they're opening doors and stuff. So, one being able to climb up a rope, even if it's like, floss. I mean, I guess you could. I guess you could climb, but I mean, it was the thinness of it that got me. I mean, I wasn't so. It was like, the size of MV. I'm not going there. Sorry.
Going all like, MacGyver. I happen to have some dental floss in my pocket. I made a climbing rope out with dental floss.
That's basically what it looked like, isn't it?
Oh, Jesus. Sorry, man. I'm not laughing at the comment. Brett, that's a good point, mate, Brett. The Let the Right One In is a very good Scandinavian vampire movie, yeah. I think they remade it, didn't they? Did they do an American version, like with everything? But if you can find the original, I don't know if it's Norwegian or Swedish, but it's a really good Scandinavian vampire story. The book's good as well, by the way. Really good book.
What show did you say you were watching? It was a show or a movie? You said you were just watching something.
I'm hooked. I'm hooked at the moment to Midnight Diner, the Tokyo restaurant series.
Oh,
so
okay.
much fun, Steve.
Okay,
that's on Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my That's my food for the soul at the moment. When I feel down, I just put an episode of that on, and it either makes me cry or it cheers me up.
There you go. Hey, both are good. Sometimes a good cry cheers you right up, right? I mean,
that's right. You feel better afterwards, don't you?
You do, yeah.
Where we got the Thad here. Thad saying that his third favourite Japanese movie is a 1990 zombie samurai crossover action horror film called Versus. Sounds good. I don't know it. Hideo Sakaki, who's in 2003 movie Alive, coincidentally, starred in it. Okay, I'll look out for that. Thanks, Thad. Versus.
Yeah.
And Steve, how about this one? They're probably asking, do these zombies run after you? Are they intelligent?
They run after you. They can do stuff. They have memories of their old life, sort of. Like they'll some of them are like repeating their jobs and stuff so they have some lingering memories. So I said there's a level of intelligence, I guess. But they do chase. Yeah, later they do chase them, and they get out of it somehow. It's like, okay, and so yes, they do chase him quite a bit.
Thank you. That's good. Good answer. So what we're seeing here is basically they June and Yu-chan, they agree to meet up, and they've spotted is it like the 6th floor is looks empty. It looks like there's no zombies on the 6th floor. They're gonna try and head there. So he's gonna go first, isn't he? He's supposed to go first. And June, the idiot, but she's like, right, no, I'm not hanging around. She goes for it. She just jumps out and what do you call that? I can't remember what the word is.
Free falls? She just free falls all the way to the ground, doesn't she?
Yeah. She goes down, man. She goes first. She's not holding back.
Yeah.
And she's not a Mary Sue, by the way. She isn't. She's good at what she does, but she gets in trouble.
No. Well, later she almost bites the big one.
Yeah. She's got an axe. You can't see it; it's blurry, but she's attacking them with an axe.
So why? That's the other thing I was confused. How did she end up with an ice axe instead of her pickaxe? Did you notice that?
Oh no, I missed that. She's got loads of mountaineering gear, hasn't she? She's into mountaineering.
Yeah, which is fine. So. I don't mind her having the ice axe, but why would you leave? Yeah, why would you leave the hand axe behind? I just thought it was a weird choice. I'm just.
Yeah, you think the pickaxe, maybe she was worried it would get stuck. The pickaxe
Ma-
would get stuck in a zombie, whereas the axe, but the axe was very small as well, Steve, wasn't it? It was a little bit tiny, to be honest.
Point, yeah. So it's one of those
A little
like
black blade.
Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
a weird choice for me. It's like, all right, well, at least she's got a weapon. He comes out with a freaking golf club,
Yeah.
which I mean, okay,
I thought it was pretty good. I quite liked it. The
at
golf
least
club.
well, yeah. I mean, I guess if you hit it good, but like if you that those like look, that thing will snap and if you hit it wrong. So I mean,
Yeah.
but then
Yeah,
I guess you
you're
got
right.
I guess you got a stick, and Shad says the mighty stick is a good weapon. So so hey, they weren't idiots and jumped out with nothing. At least they came down with weapons, right? Well, I'll give them that, right?
Yeah. And there are stakes like they almost get caught, don't they? At one point, she gets into a car, and you think, what's she going to do? She's going to try and lock herself in. That's a stupid idea, but no, she goes in the car. She goes straight through the other side and gets out quickly. Just basically trying to buy time. I don't know how they made it, mate. I don't know how they got into the
Well,
the other side.
I don't know that they really should have, but whatever, right? That's where that's what makes this a 5 or 6. It's like I don't know that they really should have made it out of there, but whatever. Let's go. It's that type of movie, right? So whatever.
The shout out to MG in the chat as well. MG, nice to see you. He's a big supporter of my comic book reviews, and I really appreciate your comments, mate. Always makes great comments, and he gives good recommendations for actual decent comic books, because there are some out there, Steve. Believe it or not, there are some mainstream, mainly from the indie.
I
indie
try to watch.
titles.
I try to watch your videos as often as I can, but always leave a like. But sometimes it's like comics. Comics, man, it's hard right now. I mean, you saw my comic card collection, so I used to be pretty into it, but it's so hard right now.
No problems at all. We all have our own what we're into. Definitely, don't worry about it. But yeah, I would just try and shout out the few decent mainstream ones there are. But they're mainly from indie publishers, Steve, at the moment, like publishers like Image. Image doing the Spawn titles. They've been very good.
You spoke highly of King Spawn. I know that. So
yeah, that's been great. King Spawn and Gunslinger Spawn as well, just for a lot of fun, kind of
I
90s style.
I would like to see a good Spawn movie, because the movie that came out was sort of not the best. Did you see Spawn the movie?
I haven't seen it. I've only seen the trailer. I heard it was a nightmare. I heard it was terrible, so I didn't bother.
The cartoon, so the cartoon, the animation. I shouldn't say cartoon. The animation, I think it was done for HBO, was pretty good actually. I enjoyed that.
That's very good, isn't it? I've seen a few episodes of that. That looks really good.
Yeah, I enjoyed that, but the movie was not. We'll just leave it there.
Got Clinton saying about developing storyline. I know what you mean. He's talking. Okay, he's answering Thad's comment, but yeah, I say you're not going in for a fantastic plot and great. What do you call it? God, I'm getting stream brain, Steve. But it's not the best movie out there. It's as you say, a 5 or 6 out of 10. But watch it for the zombie scenes and watch it for the characters. Even though there's only 2 main characters in it. Where are we?
Yeah, but that's fine, right?
Great scene.
You don't gotta have a lot of main characters, so what? I mean, the thing coming up, I thought was actually very good. When they we'll get there, but the I think you probably know what I'm talking about. The scene in the other apartment. Here, I thought this was all.
Here
good.
we go. Okay, and here she's got the pickaxe, is it, or the
yeah,
climbing
that's
thing here?
the climbing axe, the ice axe, I think it is. Okay.
What are you snacking on, Steve? Could you pass one to me?
It's actually strangely enough, it's a fortune cookie. You want? There you go.
No way!
I'm not lying. I had ramen tonight. Come on. I had lo mein tonight, so I had fortune.
Let me know what your fortune is, unless that breaks the fortune, then don't tell me. And we got MG saying, I'd use an iron to fight off zombies, but not a driver. Going back to the golf clubs. Yeah, a good iron, especially if it's well made.
Oh, yeah, you could put it right in his head, right? Okay, hold on. Here's your fortune. You ready for the fortune?
Yes.
How about another foot? No, I'm kidding. That's the back. All right. Your fate is no one else but you. No other hands but yours. I'm going to go lucky numbers 27, 17, 34, 39, 18, 15. There you go. I'm going for a lotto ticket.
I never had a fortune cookie in my life because we didn't get them in the UK.
Yeah.
So I think I've been missing out, Steve, by the sound of that fortune.
Well, this is my fourth fortune cooking of the night, so I'm a fortunate guy tonight.
Oh, cool. Where are we? Got Thad saying that, oh, his grandma introduced him to Night of the Living Dead when he was around 7 years old. No way. That's young to be watching that. We watched Dawn of the Dead right after that. Your grandma sounds awesome, man. Yeah. Oh, you gone, Napoleon? Bye, chat. You take it easy, Napoleon. Thanks for dropping in, man. I appreciate it.
We'll see you Monday, brother.
Yeah. Lasers. And I'm talking about Shaun of the Dead, which if you haven't seen, Steve, you've seen Shaun of the Dead, haven't you? It's fantastic. I love it. Maybe because I'm British as well.
I actually watched World's End yesterday again. Same guy.
That's grown on me. I wasn't sure of that at first. I thought that was the weakest of the three, the trilogy, but that's really grown on me. I like it.
It was okay. It wasn't. I mean, I've seen it before, but it's definitely not as good as Shaun of the Dead or Hot Fuzz. But
no,
still fun. It was still fun.
It always makes me want to drink when I see that movie World's End. It's like they're going on the pub run out. It's like, come on! Like, I want a pint. No, I want two. Where are we? The whole series was great. Yeah, sometimes you have to get some fun in. That's true, Clinton. Infestation, I believe, is the name of a fun zombie bug movie. Infestation. Sounds familiar. Yeah. And then going back to the Spawn movie, Steve, we've got Thad saying that the great thing about the Spawn movie is the animation of Spawn's costume. And John, is it Leguizamo? I always get his name. Yeah. Playing the Violator. No way, did he play the Violator? Okay, I didn't know that.
So yeah, those parts were like the Spawn suit was okay. I didn't have he looked fine. It was just everything. The plot, I guess. It just was. I mean, they looked cool. The characters looked cool. I'll give you that. But it was other than that. They were good to look at, but not good. Not great movie.
MG saying the HBO Spawn is awesome. Yeah, I have heard continually good things about that. I haven't watched it just 2 or 3 episodes.
Old school animation, sort of like, old school good stuff, man. It's just great.
And that had Todd, didn't it? Todd McFarlane, the Todd father himself, introducing each episode.
That was weird, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Self-promotion is the name of the game for Todd, fair enough.
Oh, it was so weird, but yeah. It got to a point where it was just funny seeing him. It's like, okay, but whatever. But I did like...
got a question.
Go
for it.
No, I'm just saying I did like this scene, but let's question first, obviously.
MG asking, best zombie movie, Dawn of the Dead remake or 28 Days Later? Ooh.
28 Days Later was pretty creepy.
That was good.
I'm not very good at being scared. Like that's why I can watch some of these. Like I'm not good at being scared. That's why it's like I don't know why I'm watching zombie movies all of a sudden. I'm not good at this. So to be honest, I don't even know if I've seen the Dawn of the Dead remake.
That's a Zack Snyder one, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know where he's got them all running. He's like, oh my god, running zombies.
I may have to watch it because everybody seems to think it's really good. So maybe I'll put that on my list. But 28 Days Later is a creepy movie. So, yeah, I guess just since I can't remember if I've even seen Dawn of the Dead, I say 28 Days Later because I've seen it and it was creepy. I'm a little bit of a wimp, but you know.
Me too. I found that as I got older as well, horror's got like scarier for me.
I can't get. Yeah, I can't. I am such a baby, Gray. I'm such a baby.
No way! I can't believe it, man. He's just a great big baby. A big baby. No,
that's me. I'm like Tommy Boy.
So MG, I enjoyed them both, but I think 28 Days Later I preferred. Maybe it's the British bias. It was an English movie, so I did like that. That was Alex Garland, isn't it, who went on to do Ex Machina and what else? Yeah, I think so. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice, Steve. What's going on? Okay, where were we? Let's get back to the actual movie. So,
yes, sir.
2 main characters, they're running for their lives, aren't they, through the apartment block, and somebody lets them into his apartment. It seems to be helping them, but alarm bells are kind of going off, aren't they, Steve? Right from the start.
I don't know why she listened to the idiot because she knew something was up, and she listened to him. Like he drinks the water, he's like, it's all right, and she just drinks it. Like it's like
I know. He
it's like
basically
you
offers him
knew.
food and drink. He gives him water, doesn't he? And you're like, she's like, wait a minute, how can we trust this guy? She's not drinking it, but he's like, no, no problem, and
He's like,
he
it's
doesn't
fine.
die straight
Yeah,
away. So
yeah. So she just
that was
drinks
a bit
it.
stupid.
Yeah, he's an idiot. Like let's be real, man. The dude, he's a lovable idiot, and she like, but you know what? They're Like, look, there's something to that. They're probably starving. It's been 20 days at this point, right?
Yeah,
They're probably starving for some real food and water. That would be very hard to overcome the want to drink and eat at that point, I would think. So
absolutely.
I let that go just because, 20 days of dehydration and no food, I probably would be like, I gotta eat. If I'm gonna die, let me die here, I guess, right?
You've got to
So
try and trust people, haven't you? It's like, come on, like, why would this like random stranger? Why would he be out to hurt us? So they do. They trust him, and the water's drugged, and
yeah.
they both collapse, like pass out, and you just know what's going to happen, don't you? It's like, has he
Well,
got somebody in the apartment with him? I think
and that's
maybe
the
he's got
thing.
some.
That's why I liked the scene, because it was one of those I wasn't expecting what happened. Maybe I'm just not paying attention or whatever, but I didn't expect that he basically has his wife, because he was talking about his wife to the girl, and has his wife, who's a zombie, locked away in the room, and he's been feeding people to her to keep her alive in hopes that she
Yes.
would get healed. And I was like, dude, that is creepy as F. But he's crazy now, right? It's driven him crazy, which this is why I thought that this for me was probably the best scene, like without the zombies and stuff, just the actual scene, just acted out, and just for me.
Absolutely. It reminded me of one of the Walking Dead seasons, where I can't even remember his name, but there was an English actor playing a guy with an eye patch in the Walking Dead, and he keeps his daughter the same way, like chained up, trying to keep her alive.
Was the governor?
The governor, that's it. The governor, I should have remembered that.
That's
A
before I
British
stopped
story.
watching. So that's the only. I stopped watching right
Me
before.
too. I started
Yeah.
watching not long after that. I think when Negan arrived, I started watching.
Glenn's fake out death number 2 was it for me. I was just like, I'm done. So
But I'll tell you what, Steve, at least the first two seasons were fantastic.
oh
Even
yeah,
season three's
it's
pretty good, but
it's
one and
like a
two are
game.
great.
It's like a Game of Thrones type thing. It started out really, really, really good, and then just died for me.
I agree. Okay, there's quite a bit of comment about 28 Days Later and where are we? Dawn of the Dead. MG's saying 28 Days Later introduced some life into the genre, revitalized it. Clinton saying that 28 Days Later was great because of fast zombies until the mainstream copied it. So was that the first? I couldn't remember if that came out before the Dawn of the Dead remake. But don't forget, it says the dead will walk the earth. That's the original quotes they use, Steve, isn't it? I think from George A. Romero's original movies. They walk. The zombie shuffle. There's a slow like stagger, isn't there? They're not supposed to run.
Well, it's a bit like that. I don't know. I think the running zombies is a little bit of a. I mean, it's a trope now, right? I mean, it's like
Yeah.
we can't have slow zombies and creative ways to get around them, or to evade them. They just have to be fast, and we have to beat them to death. So, I mean, whatever. I mean, it'll come back around again, I think, right? So,
Yeah. And we got MG talking about the book, the comic. He reckons the Walking Dead book was so much better.
Yeah,
It is very good.
Yeah, everybody said the comics way better, but yeah.
But there's so many, aren't there, Steve? It's like
Oh yeah.
10 volumes of like endless issues. I think it went on for 200 issues or something. No, 180.
There's so many
Wow.
things that I would love to get into, but it's just like, how do you start some of these things that have been going forever, right? So
I know.
and
I'm the same.
the answer is to start, but it's like so daunting, you just don't, right? So, yeah.
That's interesting. Clinton here saying walk is the key point. 28 Days Later used a separate rage virus to give them the fast zombies. That's right. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? It was started by that kind of animal experiment virus that broke out. The animal rights
Yeah.
the animal rights person released the virus by mistake.
Yeah.
Don't.
Clinton said you stopped about the same time as me. He just said he walked a little before me, but when he survived being under that trash can, I'm like, nope, I am done. There's no way he got out of there. So that was it for me. Yeah, it's a shame too. Was a good show for a while.
And speaking of zombies, Steve, did you notice? I don't know if it came out to very little fanfare. There's a new Resident Evil series on Netflix, and it looks terrible. I watched 5 minutes of the first episode, just turned it off. I was like, no, it's not for me. I didn't think it would be.
So they're pushing it hard because it popped up when I turned Netflix on today, and I'm like, oh, I forgot this was even out. And then I'm trying to listen to the voiceover, and I'm like, I am bored from this. I'm moving on. Look, it's like the movie that came out that was total garbage here recently, like, and then we all know this is just a girl power freaking abomination.
Girl power, Steve. You don't like girl power? What's going on?
I love girl power when it's done.
I like powerful girls.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus! There's a thunder. Can you hear that in the background?
Yeah, I just had a thunderstorm come through here too. So, but yeah, I can hear it a little bit. So, hopefully,
Okay.
it stays a little bit away from you, so you don't get hit with lightning in the area. Yeah, I did see as reviewed it. I haven't watched. I know he watched the first episode, I think, right? So, or I don't know.
You madman. What are you doing? Suffering so we don't have to, as he says.
So I'll have to check it out.
Reviews. No, I haven't watched them yet, but I'm sure he's like screaming at the camera.
I haven't seen his review yet. I haven't had a second, but I know I saw he had reviewed it. So that's probably how I'll watch it because, yeah, it's better that way, right? So, but This was a very good scene.
I'm not going to go on too much longer, Steve. Just to let you know, there's another stream as well. By the way, OBG's doing a stream on fantasy.
Yeah,
I'm not sure which
I
one,
wasn't sure if
I might pop into that.
If I have time, I may head over there too. I'm trying to coordinate the kids, so I may be that way too. So,
and I don't want to spoil the ending of this. I'm just going to show a few more pictures. So we got this creepy guy who's basically drugged them, and as you say, he's keeping his wife tied up in the bedroom, and he's feeding people to them. Like nightmare. Look at this scene here. Boom! Whoa!
Yeah, man,
that's a great image.
Well done. Nice screen cap there, man. Good timing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is it about Asian horror again? This is not a race thing. I'm just saying they just get it. But there's something even scary about, like, for example, the Japanese Sadako, with the long black hair crawling out of your TV set in the original Ring, and then you got this one in the zombie movie.
Well, I mean, there's look. I'm not one of those people that's gonna say CGI is bad because CGI is a tool. I'm definitely on that team. CGI used well is effective and great. But you don't need your zombies to all be CGI. Paint some people's face and get some good prosthetics, and boom, you got a good looking zombie. So I think that's part of it. Just good art, good artwork.
As you were saying before, the was it All of Us Are Dead, the TV series, the Korean one? That's really good. They use a similar kind of makeup in that. There's not much CG, and the way they do the movements is really cool. That weird kind of like breakdancing style movements.
Yeah, no, just the crack. I mean, they do a little bit of it in this, but just the moment that's like almost like it's unique and cool. I think it looks good.
Okay, I don't know, Brett. I haven't watched it, but the new Resident Evil series. But I think is it 2 or 3 female characters the leads? I'm not sure. Well, I say I don't know. I switched it off because it's like 5 minutes. Well, this is not very scary. It's not very exciting.
No, it's not even like Jill. It's more than like. It's more than just Jill. Like I'm not a Resident Evil expert by any means, but I know
me too.
Jill Valentine is a complete badass. I'm not going to argue with any of that.
Oh yeah, she's
obviously.
Awesome.
But it's like all women. Like I don't know if there's a guy in some of the shots. So I'm just talking about the promotional image. I haven't seen it yet. I just know that the promotional image was just all girls, and then you had. The guy from John Wick he's in all kinds of stuff that I forget his name, but the Mater D from John Wick is what, Wesker?
He's got a great face, hasn't he? Really
he's a great actor.
Distinctive, unique looking guy and a great voice. Yeah, I like him. I don't remember his name, but
he's a fantastic
seen him in all sorts.
But I know Jill Valentine is a badass and a main character, but I think it's all the surrounding people. It's just a little weird.
The history, myths, and legends are much older, so I think the depth and the subtle scares come from that for Asian cinema. Yeah, it's similar to some of the manga as well. Some of the Japanese horror manga is really creepy, really weird. The Junji Ito stuff, especially, like spirals and stuff like that. But anyway, I say, guys, I'm not going to spoil the ending, so I'm not going to go any further than this. So, Steve, shall we wrap things up?
Yeah, of course, man. I'm glad I got to come in and talk about it with you.
Yeah, me too. I really appreciate you coming on. I tell you, it's so much more fun when you got someone to like bounce ideas off and someone to talk about it, especially because you've seen it as well.
Well, yeah, it makes it much
so.
Better,
Final thoughts. Is this a recommend from Prophet of the Dragon?
If you are looking for just some good, clean, good dirty fun, I guess, dirty zombie fun. I say, yeah. If you're not looking for a high end plot and you're just looking for some good effects, some fun zombie scares, then yeah, it's good. But like I said, 6 out of 10. It's not, any critical acclaim. It's definitely not the best Korean zombie movie out there, but it's good. It's good enough for and it's short. It's not, you're not making a commitment. So I would say yes. I mean, if you're looking for something fun and short.
If you've got 90 minutes to kill, and there's nothing like catching your eye, give it a try, see what you think. But also, as Steve was recommending, Kingdom or All of Us Are Dead, either of those, but they're series, so you need more time to invest in those. And finally, Clinton, Asian cinema is not afraid to kill off the main character. The real subversion of a character, no one is safe. This is true. Yeah, good point.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, Steve, I'm going to drop the closer. Thank you so much for watching. As the thunder growls behind me in the background, it's good timing, I guess. Hope to see you on a future stream, Steve.
Yeah, of course.
Let's do something together again soon.
Yeah, anytime. Yeah. Sounds good.
Okay, mate. I'll speak to you soon. Well, hang around here in the chat after we finish the show. Have a quick chat before we go. Okay. See you guys. Matane. Sayonara. Wakizashi Teahouse. Please subscribe.